Such as, for instance, we have another challenge, or a trial I should say, available to us with Tizo. And while the other two trials have gone pretty well, all things considered, this one might go well, or it might not. We shall see. You have returned. How can I help you, if at all? Can we chat? Hey! How very kind of you to visit me again like this, oh lovely reader. For I was just standing about, in the blackness of this void, thinking it would be most pleasant if something were to happen for a change. Okay, yeah, I get the snark. I get the whole 837 years trapped in a crystal. But do you have to be a dick? I'm trying to help you here. I wish to converse with you. If you wish to be left alone, that's fine, just say so. But if that was the case, why give me the option to converse with you in the first place? There was a long period of time that this incarceration of mine failed utterly to do anything but bring me peace of mind. Not much of a punishment. I invite you to imagine an upbringing among the Sisters of the Arch. Yep, called it earlier. Sisters of the Arch of the assassins which tried to kill him. An ancient band of killers trained almost from birth to carry out their mission without fail. All the sisters needed was a name and a sum of 500 sol up front. Living on the outskirts of civilization, your day is all full of training which could kill you or just cripple you for life. Jesus. How do you suppose I lost my sight? Through glorious battle with the scribes, or in a careless sparring session with my master? Ah, but I have not forgotten enough just yet. In any case, at first I welcomed the prospect of not having to struggle every moment for survival. But, in less than 2 centuries, why, I started to grow terribly bored. It did not help at all with the Nightwings of the early days were just... Oh god, I just butchered that whole line. It did not help at all that the Nightwings of the early days were the stodgiest lot you could imagine, obsessed with obeying the book as strictly as they could. Some of them started to remind me of myself, I think, when I was young. Such idiots, the lot of them. Ah, but what am I saying, lovely reader? I shall not bore you further with such matters. I would have bored myself to death back then, if only I could die. Like so many other things, I think mortality is something oft taken for granted until it is taken away. So, given your mortality, let's say that we get back to business here. Yes, time is fleeting, so... Request of her a scribe trial. Oh dear, this could go poorly. You need but ask, my reader, and you need but indicate who is to be my student. Tizo. Do I want to give you another one? Do I want to upgrade this one? Do I have a +2 somewhere? I do. Oh, wonderful. They have such high value now that I've bought them. We'll leave it at that for now. Yep. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Tizo. I dare think I remember something of that imp. He certainly stood out from all his ilk, although that really is not saying much. Well, let us bring him forth. Tizo soon appears in heed of the summons. Tizo seems to be prepared for whatever lies ahead. Oh, does he know about this? Huh. He has been with this Black Wagon for a long time, and if what Walfred says is any indication, and he can read, he might have been a reader in the past. Tizo may have already participated in a trial before. Dollars to donuts, it went a lot better than this one probably will. Once again, only half our starting Pyre. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Imp. You answer to me here. Tizo indicates his understanding as if prepared to begin Sandra's trial. He may have done it before. You know the formalities, of course. Show me then what you have learned thus far about the rites. Here, in this trial, it shall be just you, my Beyonders, and your lovely reader. Let us see how you fare. This will be interesting. Mooncrest! No! Darn. That was like... He just went in like a speeding bullet, didn't he? Okay. Definitely use his speed that he gets to his advantage. Okay. This is very, well, I am playing on the easiest difficulty, so... well, not the easiest difficulty, I don't think. I think it's standard. It's still, just rushing in, rushing back out, waiting for your stamina to regenerate, and then rushing into the pyre. I guess whatever works. Especially with a character whose aura cast kills him off as well. Tizo is excited to have completed Sandra's challenge and awaits her approval. Yeah, I doubt you'll get approval from her. A worthwhile effort, Imp. Your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Your predecessor might well have approved. Oh, I was wrong. Thus, congratulations are in order, to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. And we are back. Tizo is happy to be back, and wonders what it is that Sandra granted you. Oh, so he does know. Then yeah, once again, he probably has conducted a trial before then. You take a closer look at the new artifact in your possession. You received Harbor's Wing for completing Tizo's trial. Tizo's flutter and zip abilities cost less stamina than usual. Ooh, now that's interesting. Even the sisters were taken aback, faced with such a sheer ferocity from one with such small stature. Accept the reward. I might just have to use that. Anyway, it is now time to discuss the plan. Earlier, Alfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourself out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. Oh. I mean, that kind of makes sense, considering. But, only one at a time, huh? Okay, then. But, I swore that we'd go free, together. We may go free, together, yet. But it's going to take time. This is only the first phase. You, Hedwin, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Alodial. I'm lucky I just don't butcher every new sentence that comes onto the screen. There to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, for rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest, if he did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Nope, didn't read it all. Sorry, Volfred. Still on chapter 1. Should have said. Scribe's Gate. It is said the scribes themselves keep watch over Scribe's Gate. The judgment of the scribes determines who can cross and who is sent the fast way down. Oh. Thrown off the mountain? Doesn't seem like a thing the scribes would do, but hey, they imprisoned a person in a crystal for something they themselves were going to do. Good job. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Fall of Solium, one of the Downside celestial landmarks. The temple at the highest point in Downside exists to honour the 8 scribes. The Tempers, a mighty triumvirate that has been the closest rival of the Nightwings. We haven't heard of them before. Good to know. Led by the demon Ignarius. And Ignarius is the notorious demon leader of one of the most feared triumvirates in the rites. Once again, never heard of him. Both you and they shall choose someone from their respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevails, their somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in, and clothed, and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into the... Once again, it is my duty to butcher every sentence that appears on screen. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into exile is forever, and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to keep secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then, that's it. We climb the mountain, somebody goes back, and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed, for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength, we'll talk again on our way up. Alfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent of Mount Alodial. And once again, we're just going to study in private, as we do. You find a quiet corner near the Black Wagon's grounds to delve into the secrets of the Book of Rites. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence, once again. This time, we can't get glory yet, because we need to master everything else, apparently. We shall get quickness. You concentrate on your knowledge of the 8 scribes and how together they composed up the Book of Rites among their many feats. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from a book or from within, you cannot tell. Celerity. Celerity. I hope I'm saying that right. Regardless, +1 quickness for everybody. And finish studying. Once again, no one wishes to speak with us. Such a shame. But we must continue on our journey towards and up Mount Alodial. Alfred states that your ascent of Mount Alodial shall begin here. Okay. Very somber music. Maybe indication of what's to come. Like he said though, only one may leave. That is also not good news that we probably did not wish to hear. Just more things striking us down again and again. First we meet Volfred and he tells us to leave. Then we're told that as a reader we cannot be freed from this place. And now we're told that only one person can be freed at a time. We're just being slowly beaten down at this point. Here before you lies Mount Alodial, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather round again before Volfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense a tension in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. There is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madame? That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rites. Excuse me. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom, and some cushy new responsibilities. Manly was... yeah. More right than I wish I could give him credit for. Perhaps then they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honour those ones who lived to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and to listen. So I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking 2 trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon and a reader. Hey. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts, gather enough help, and he as his friends could go free. Long story, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I have reason to believe you're not the sort to play right back into the Commonwealth's old hands. God, no. Such a place and its actions are horrendous. No, we will not aid them anymore. The rites, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are impostors in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. No, we should probably listen. As you say, this is important. Wolfrid's explanations are a lot to take in, while you feel compelled to absorb as much as what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodario raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still I wish to know. Why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this liberation rite? On a bloodied moon at the fall of Solium, an exile from the prevailing triumvirate shall go free. The anointed champion then shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory, the Book of Rites. Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple really, madame. You are chosen, you are qualified, I should say, because, as the expressions go, 'tis what the scribes ordain. Though in this case, the expression is quite literally true. When the Eights created the rites, each one of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf, exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved on or passed on. You've met men as they are today, the accusers, withdrawn, and so on. The 8 scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. The Nightwings? Yep. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up on the rites, you see. The others erstwhile jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. So the rites must take place for someone to go free. I guess it was a scribe's plan to have them learn from all this. To be given a free ticket at the end would be a bit of a slap in the face of their teachings, would it not? Victory means nothing in a common rite, then. Participation is all that matters. Not so, madame. Only the enlightened may regain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favour victor. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites, or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the liberation rites, but these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then, no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Wolfrid takes his leave. Others reconnoitre pathways leading up the mountain and present you with some options. Emperor's Ascent and Emperor's Fall. How he risen again, and how he got here in the first place, huh? Very well. The Emperor's Ascent to the northwest, a gap through the nameless lower summits beneath Mount Elodial. May believe the outscribes will bless whoever goes through here. And the Emperor's Fall to the southeast, a pathway on the outskirts of Mount Elodial's nameless lower summits. Hammerfoot expects some long-lost valuables to be stashed here. Nah. Might do better to get a slight boost, if only for this next rite. Especially considering if it's a liberation rite and someone could go free. We'd need all the help we can get. A mere trinket that we can sell off is, while we may see Ron again coming up, it's, won't do us as much good, I don't believe. So, onwards to Emperor's Ascent. And to get a blessing from one of the scribes. The sublime beauty of Mount Elodial, along with the thin air this high above the sea, has been enough to silence even the most talkative of your companions. Or Uki. However, May has been positively bursting with excitement. Isn't it wonderful? I think it really is, don't you? Ah, what's right, Tizo? Tizo seems not to share May's enthusiasm. He does not like this call. Aww. You've been here before, Tizo. Isn't that so? Why would you ever leave? I wouldn't leave. I'd stay. I think I'd stay. Unless maybe I got too cold. Or hungry. Wait, is that? Something about her changes then. Wait! Look! But Tizo, don't you see? Look! Don't you see them there? See who? Tizo seems to be exclaiming something in utter disbelief. You yourself see nothing, but May rises above May rises almost off her feet as the imp looks on, astonished. Was that the scribes? It was! I know it was! They said something to me. They spoke to me. They told us we are welcome. That we're welcome here. May runs off to spread the word among all your companions. Strangely enough, your enthusiasm isn't infectious, and in spite of everything, your spirits rise. Hey, more hope. Everybody gains more hope? Yep, everybody gains more hope. It's quite a nice change considering all the times we've lost hope. Nevertheless, you must keep heading onwards. Ah, more pathways to choose from, huh? Temple High Road. First of two paths leading to the mountain summit, Edwin expresses a passing whim to see the view from here. Or the Temple Cistern. Second of two paths leading to the mountain summit. Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters here. A passing whim to see the view? Or just a wish to look upon the sacred waters? I think this time we'll pass along the temple. The Temple High Road, I should say. Now we also have all the triumphants in the background as well. You and Hedwyn walk in silence for some time as he conducts a customary survey of the area. Well, my friend, no sign of howlers, as Jody would say. No sign of anything at all. You sense something is troubling you. Oh, that. It's just... I've been giving lots of thoughts to everything that Volfred's told us. In another couple of days, one of us may be gone all of a sudden. Or... I don't mean to put it that way. One of us could go free. We earn our way back one by one, as he said. I want you to know something. The others and I, we talked it over, and when the time comes, we want you to decide who gets to go, if anyone. Okay. You seem to be very trusting of me. Again, like, we have been on this journey for a long time now. We do consider each other friends. But, you always seem to put this decision on me. I guess I am the right reader, and I conduct these things, but, well. And now that you know that I probably can't go free, I guess it makes more sense that the one who can't go free gets to decide who goes free. Somewhat, at least. This might be all part of Volfred's plan, but we got here thanks to you, and even though I'm worrying right now about us splitting up, I guess if Volfred has his way, all of us, we'll meet up on the other side. And won't that be a day? Worst case, we keep failing in the rites and we stuck down here, together, just like this. The two of you walk on in silence for a time, and at last you return to the wagon. Edwin turns to you again. Thanks for the company. I think I'm better now. Edwin feels more prepared for the next rite. Hope likewise for the best. Oh, he's earned more enlightenment for the next rite, has he? Might have only been a little bit, but hell, I'll take it. You and your companions gather at Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more, pulls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you are called. Called? Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment. But we may pass together, much how we act as with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead onward, Tariq. Please, follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all the others follow. Oh, a new person. Another person with another instrument. And the bearings of signs of a star, of the sun. Yeah, while his is the moon. Once again, we find someone who are opposites of the same coin, apparently. When the last of your companions nears the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tariq? It is. Greetings, Celeste. She watches over Scribe's Gate, and seems to be the connection... Once again, butcher every sentence I come across, ever. She watches over Scribe's Gate, and seems to be connected to the lone minstrel and the rites. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate? Aye. Then, let us make this quick. She gestures towards the rest of you. Now, each of you, in turn, state who you are and what you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances, but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwin the Deserter. The Deserter? Oh. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions, in my case, so I can return to be one with whom I love. Ah. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Rookie to speak up next. I am regarded by the name of Rookie Greentail. I just want to get out of here, I guess. With my chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I am Captain Jodariel. I do not truly know yet what I am seeking here. Oh, my name is May, and I am here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. It must be them, because if not, then who? Ah, Tizo. Tizo seeks to live up to the Nightwing's legacy, and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion, at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honour. He lost it at a certain point. I'm a Fane. I'm only here because my sister's here. Then, as Volfred steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You! I recognise you from the Nightwings of the past. You are not clad in raiments any longer. I would know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you, I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you are here, as have the others. My name is Volfred Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, for there is no one left to go. State who you are to traverse Scribe's Gate. You are a crippled scholar. When they learned you knew the old ways, they came for you, and you could not run far. You're just an old farmhand. Your youth is gone, but your thirst for knowledge earned you a trip to the downside nonetheless. You are just a war orphan. Years of strife between the Commonwealth and the High-Wing remnants afflicted you since birth. You do not know who you are. Try as you might, you cannot make out the details of what life was like in the Commonwealth. Although we are here because of our reading and our books, we might as well continue on in that same vein. We are a crippled scholar, and we could not get away when they came for us. You have always sought to understand the world around you. That knowledge proved dangerous in the Commonwealth. Now, it has brought you to this point. The one called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. Oh. State what we truly seek? You want true freedom. You wish to return to the Commonwealth and to live out your days there, doing as you please. You want to help your friends. You wish to do whatever it takes to see your friends' exiles regain. I button. Let me try that again, sorry. You wish to do whatever it takes to see your fellow exiles regain their freedom. You want revenge. The Commonwealth, which cast you down into the downside, cannot be forgiven. You want to see what happens. All you expect is that the outcome of this whole ordeal is going to be interesting. Well, we could say we are voracious for knowledge to see what would exactly happen here, as not many people actually do they? Especially for a long time now. If what we say is true and the Nightwings haven't been, well, doing their duties because they disbanded years ago, not many people here, well, besides Tariq, Celeste, Tico maybe, Tizo, sorry, and Sandalwood would know what happens in a rite, well, in the Liberation Rite. That could be interesting to find out. But ultimately, I think we want to see our friends be free, as apparently we cannot get our own freedom. So for now, yes, we want to help our friends. The companions you have met here, who have helped you to survive, and to find kinship in the downside, the priority is to ensure that they achieve their goals. That is all you wish. For now. The woman regards you for a time, then nods once, and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tariq, I, Celeste, be on your way as well. Oh. Cold shoulder upon returning, huh? Ouch. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back. I assume it should be puts his hat back on, but oh well. He does not look back at her. And now we have crossed the Scribe's Gates into what will be the Liberation Rite, our chance to get one of our friends back. From the top of Mount Elodial, you can see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you cross to reach this point as the sky grows dim. And of course, who else would be here but Ron? Ah,